What is up? This video is part 2 of our trip to Farrar Schoolhouse in Farrar, Iowa. This video is a tarot card reading that Jen Malek did in the principal's office. If you've seen any of the TV shows and stuff that talk about Farrar Schoolhouse, one of the biggest haunts there is the principal haunting the school. So this video is pretty interesting because I don't know if anyone's ever done a tarot card reading inside the school. But what Jen has to say is pretty interesting. So check it out. Part 3 will be coming soon, and part 3 is more investigation evidence.
I wonder if anyone's ever read it.
I don't know. You should ask Craig if he would know. You guys, so the first card that comes in, because I'm going in a particular order, is the Emperor. And since we're in his office, this is the principal. The Empress in this reading is the librarian. And the King of Swords is the janitor. And like I picked up on this on Thursday. He's walking around the whole entire school because he's really protective of the kids and the building and the owner. And there are some people here that he doesn't know, and there are people here that he knows. So right now he's kind of just on the people he doesn't know. The librarian, she keeps to herself. She'll interact with kids. And once in a while if you say something, she may respond and you may get something back. It doesn't happen often, but she's kind of the same way the principal is, as long as you respect the property and the person that owns it and the energies within, you're fine with her. The Nine of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune are in reference to the cemetery across the street, because there are quite a number of spirits that come back and forth from the cemetery into the school. And some of them either were students at the school at one point, and some of them could even be staff. But the three that I mentioned, the principal, the librarian, and the janitor, are the three strongest, aside from the kids in the building. Because when it comes to the principal, he goes by your energy. So if there's something he doesn't like about you, or if he doesn't like you because of your energy, he'll do things to let you know. And the janitor that I picked up on Thursday that comes through here is one of many janitors that's been through here. And so what I said about the kids being harmed comes from this particular janitor. And it's weird because they keep saying that there's one janitor, but I get the sense that every now and then another one comes back to the school, so there's two from time to time, not just one. The one that I picked up on Thursday is the one, in fact, that was the one that did harm and did what he did to the kids. The other one that comes back and forth was blamed for doing something to the kids, and this particular janitor didn't do anything to the kids. And so for a while, people thought that maybe the two of them were in on it. Because not too long after, it took a little bit before I guess it caught on as far as the principal goes. When he realized what it was, he basically let that particular janitor go. So why he chose to come back to this, he's chosen to come back to the school. So there are two here, and there are two different energies. Like the one that we encountered downstairs is the one that hurt the kids. The other one comes and goes and is all over the building. He's protective of the kids like Mike, but not as protective of the kids as Mike. The same thing goes for the librarian. I'm looking at the Six of Cups and the Queen of Coins. And from living people, because there have been so many people here, people have had attachments when they come in, and a lot of them are not aware of it. And when they leave the schoolhouse, their attachments stay behind. So it's something about the schoolhouse that they just...
So people have brought,
sometimes knowingly and unknowingly, attachments. There is a period here, and I say this because I'm looking at the Five of Wands and the Six of Wands, where somebody brought in something dark. And it hung around for a good while. It's not here anymore, but when it was here, it would harass people that would come through here to investigate. To the point where maybe people thought it was evil or demonic, when it wasn't. And the Nine of Swords, with regards to the one janitor in particular, he does feel guilt over it. Because of what he's done on the karmic level, he can't move on, so he's stuck here. And even if he had the opportunity to go, he wouldn't go. He would just stay here. But he keeps a good distance from the principal. Like if the principal walks around in the gymnasium where he hangs out at, he'll make it a point not to be in the area the principal's in. Because what I get from the janitor with that particular energy, if he had the opportunity to go back and do it all over again, he would. So according to the tower, there was a lot of conflict because before they realized which one that did it, they accused the one who didn't do it, and he lost his job over it. And then this card here, which is the Three of Cups, is talking about just imprints of people's emotions being here. Like this place is investigated so frequently that you could pick up on like little residual pockets of energy that's there. It's like psychic pockets of energy. They dissipate after a while, but they can affect you if you're openly sensitive. You walk through, you may feel lightheaded or you may feel dizzy. You get the funhouse effect. Something may ache, you may get a headache, but it's one of those things where you may even get like the tightness around the chest or the throat. Which is odd because, going back to the principal, if he didn't like you, that's what he would do. He would do all kinds of things to you to make you physically uncomfortable, and if he had to, ill. To get you out of your space. Because whenever he would be in here, he always watched. He very rarely sat at his desk. When he wasn't sitting, he spent the majority standing where he could see over everybody and watch over everything that was going on. And according to the Two of Swords and the Star, is that he's still doing the best he can to protect everybody that comes through that he likes, that he agrees with. Because he doesn't take every single person as a threat. And this building also has its protection. And it's funny because when Richard spoke earlier, he mentioned something about the tree outside. There are elementals that hang around that tree. And they're protective of the land that the school's on. So this school has a lot of protection around it. And the outcome card, which is the last card of the reading, is the Fool. And that's just saying it's going back to the principal. He's going to be watching everybody tonight. And if he feels he needs to do what he has to do to get people out, he'll do it. His thing is, as long as you're here and you respect the building, you respect the owner, you respect the space, we're good. And that's all I have for the reading.